What's going on, everybody? The NBA playoffs are here, and today I'm back to talk some NBA championship odds. The Brooklyn Nets are your favorites at plus 200. Is that a surprise? No, it is not. Did you see what they did in Game 1 against the Boston Celtics? They were sleepwalking through the first half, and they still won by more than 10 points. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden did not play very well. They shot close to 40%, and they still won rather easily. Okay, so the Celtics are plus 15,000. They got the worst odds out of all the teams to win the NBA title. No Jaylen Brown. The Celtics aren't going to go anywhere. I fully expect them to either lose in 4 or in 5 games against Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn, okay? And they played well defensively, man. They can keep that up. They're going to be very, very hard to beat. Now, the Lakers at plus 400, I don't think offer very good value, right? They lost Game 1 to Phoenix. And, you know, like championship teams, when they face adversity, when there's injuries the following year, they got a bullseye on their back, they got a bullseye on their forehead, on their chest. It's just hard to repeat. And the Lakers looked a step slow in Game 1 against a very, very hungry Phoenix team. Now, I think Phoenix is getting disrespected here at plus 1,200. There's 6 teams ahead of them. They were the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. Now, Chris Paul did get hurt there in the second quarter, came back and was not himself. So that is a little worrisome. But Devin Booker, Ayton, Crowder, their roster is very, very nice. And if they can beat the Lakers, they can beat anybody. So at plus 1,200, I like those odds for the Phoenix Suns. Okay, after the Lakers, excuse me, we got Milwaukee and the Jazz, who are both at plus 700. These two teams are kind of like same old, right? They get to the playoffs, they have good seasons, they get to the playoffs, and they don't do anything. Okay, so Milwaukee, very interesting here. Because the last couple of years, Milwaukee was fully expected to win the title. Not this year. They come in as the number 3 seed. They were eliminated by Miami last year. So that Game 1, I think, was very important for Milwaukee, confidence-wise. They win in overtime. They did not shoot the ball well from the perimeter, and they still won because they attacked the paint. They were aggressive on the boards. Won that game. Came out in Game 2 firing, won by 34 points. So if Milwaukee can beat Miami and get the ball rolling, they can be very, very dangerous. And speaking of Miami, they are at plus 6,600, which I think offers interesting value, too, for a team that went to the finals last year. Now, yes, they are down 0-2 to Milwaukee, but if they tie that series, win 2 home games here against Milwaukee, they go back to Milwaukee 2-2, that's going to put all the pressure back on the Bucks. And Miami's got some playoff performers on that team, a lot of experience. Right? We know how clutch Jimmy Butler is, but you got Iguodala, you got Trevor Ariza, you got some guys with a lot of experience, and they went to the finals last year. So at plus 6,600, Atlanta's at plus 6,600. Really nice win against the New York Knickerbockers in Game 1. But listen, if you had to choose one here, you'd probably go with the Miami. And it's so good to see the playoff basketball back in New York, is it not? I mean, those fans at Madison Square Garden are fantastic. Spike Lee, put him in the Hall of Fame, okay, for fans. Recently, a Toronto fan made it to the Hall of Fame. Put Spike Lee in there too. Okay, so the Jazz. The Jazz lost Game 1. Can we give Memphis a round of applause here? I mean, Memphis, man, they beat Golden State, beat San Antonio, beat Golden State, and now they beat the Utah Jazz. I don't think they have enough talent to really go very far. I think they're going to lose this series, but the series could turn out to be a little bit more interesting than people anticipated. Okay, so let's see how Donovan Mitchell comes back for Game 2. The Jazz did play well without Mitchell. They missed a bunch of games during the season, and the Jazz played well without him. They're a complete team, man. They shoot from the perimeter. They attack. They're very good defensively. They got maybe the 2 bench players in the league. Like Jordan Clarkson just won best 6-man, beat out Joe Ingles, his teammate, right? So the Jazz, they got a really, really good roster at plus 700. Nobody expects them to do anything, but I really like them. What else? Oh, this Clippers and Dallas series. I think it's going to be really, really good. The Clippers are a plus 800. If they lost on purpose to avoid the Lakers, shame on them. And teams that do that don't win. They don't have the pedigree. They don't have the personality to win a championship, right? So I'm worried about the Clippers, and I'm looking at the Clippers at plus 800 and Dallas at plus 2,800. To me, that is a very, very big difference. That is a very, very big difference. I think Dallas can win that series. They won game one out there in Los Angeles. But finally, just talking about Philly really quick. It's at plus 750, the fifth best odds. They were number one in the conference this year. They got home court throughout. It's not just Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons on that team. They hit from the perimeter. Tobias Harris had a really good season. Danny Green, Seth Curry, they shot the ball really well against Washington. I know Washington does have a very good defense, worst defense in the NBA during the regular season. But the Sixers, man, are a team also for us to keep an eye on. At plus 750, offers interesting value to me also. So we shall see what happens here. It's going to be a fun few weeks in the NBA. And for everything regarding the world of betting, you can go to oddshark.com.